before we go, I would like you to recommend 1, 2, 3 books that have either had an impact on you or you think we should all read. Entirely up to you. They can be your books, of which you have many. Um, your choice. What books do you recommend
Well,
from?
I'm going to give 4. The first one
Okay.
is Witness by Whittaker Chambers. That is a beautifully written book by a former communist spy who became a Christian, rediscovered his love for America, his patriotism, and it is the book on understanding communism. It is brilliantly written, Witness by Whittaker Chambers. The other one is Disinformation by Ion Pacepa. He was the former head of the Romanian KGB who defected to the West and lays out how the communists use false information to deceive us, gives great examples, excellent book. The other one is New Lies for Old by Anatoliy Golitsyn. He was a Soviet defector right back in the 60s who predicted a fake collapse of communism in the 80s and laid out the whole communist plan going forward from the 60s to today. Well, I think about 180 of his 190 predictions have come true. If you need to understand world politics and how the world is unfolding, New Lies for Old by Anatoliy Golitsyn, and another book that was said by the head of the Christian anti-communist crusade, my friend David Noble. He said was the book of the century, and that is my book, Stealth: Kamala Harris's Communist Roots. Now, you may say Kamala's not in power anymore, but this is a book about the Chinese infiltration of the Democratic Party, how they gave us Obama, how they gave us Stacey Abrams and Andrew Gillum and crybaby Cory Booker, how they stole the elections, the vote fraud operations they have, the voter registration things the Chinese have, Black Lives Matter, how the Chinese, since the days of Jesse Jackson in the 1980s, the Rainbow Coalition, which was a Chinese operation, how they have been taking over the Democratic Party, and Hillary and Tim Walz were just the latest creations, but they got a whole bunch more coming. So if you want to understand American politics and read the book of the century, according to David Noble, he does not get paid for saying that, Stealth: Kamala Harris's Communist Roots, which is available on Amazon or through my website, trevorloudon.com. So those are the 4 books I recommend.
Well, thank you for that. For the Kamala book, there's conversation here in California. She may be running for governor.
Yeah, exactly.
Appears to be the front runner, but whichever way, if she decides to or not, I would recommend to any of the, certainly in California, gubernatorial candidates to understand, because even if it's not her, it will be somebody not too dissimilar from her.
Yeah. Look,
So
she was China's candidate. You know, the Chinese infiltrated Chinatown in San Francisco. They got hold of Sacramento and LA, and that's how they got hold of American politics, through Chinatown. And that's her. And that's how they gave us Black Lives Matter. That's how they gave us the COVID response, all of that. It came through there, and I lay out the whole history going back to the 40s on how this happened. So it's not just about Kamala. She is like a surfer riding a wave. They created the wave, and she rode it. But they've got more people coming up behind her, believe me. They're behind the race politics. They're behind the everything that's going wrong with America. The Chinese have had a major hand in over the last 40 years.